Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to my video. I'm gonna give you guys some tips on what to look for if you guys have this issue, and I'm gonna give you guys essentially a background of this issue. Now, as you guys can obviously read the title, it says there's a no start, there's a crank no start, and your vehicle shuts off while it's driving. All right, so this situation, I'm gonna get to what causes it and how you guys could possibly fix it. Now, this isn't a situation that essentially is particular to certain type of cars, although I will say that GMs and Chevys and it actually has to do with the part and the part that I'm talking about actually is used in a variety of car manufacturers, whether it be Nissan or GM vehicles or Chryslers, etc. It's a relatively common issue when a lot of people have this problem. Now, when they have this problem, and I'm assuming you have this problem because you're watching this video, you've done your diagnosis on whether it's, you know, whatever it could be. You're testing out certain parts. You're testing out the alternator. It's not your alternator because you still have power. It's just it cranks, but it won't run. You look at your fuses are good, and then you get to the relay. You get to the fuel pump relay, and you see the culprit of the situation. And you know, a lot of times that relay itself will be burnt. And that relay, the short that caused the relay to short out and burn the way it did. I just lost my train of thought, guys, but it's gonna be obvious, right? You open up the fuse box, you see the fuel pump relay, and then you take the relay out. You assume that it's probably the relay that's the problem, and then you pop another relay out and it burns out, and then you're realizing that it's not the relay that's the problem. It might be the fuse box. And what a lot of people do is they'll change out the fuse box, hoping that that'll fix the problem. And then they pop it in, they power it up, and then, you know, you'll be driving it, and then the relay will be burnt again, and you have the whole same situation. And I will tell you this. This is not just particular, again, this is not just particular to any manufacturer, but here's the deal with this, okay? A lot of times when you guys have this situation, it's actually, it's obviously, first of all, it's obviously a short. You guys know anything about electrical stuff, you guys know that there's a short somewhere that's causing the relay to burn out. The fuel pump relay in particular to burn out. So you're scratching your head trying to figure out where that short is. I will say that a lot of times, all right, the short is actually what you guys want to do is you guys want to look at the fuel pump itself. You guys want to get to the fuel pump. You guys want to check out the fuel pump. You guys want to make sure that the lines that connect to the fuel pump, that's connected by a socket to the fuel pump motor, you gotta make sure that that line, you know, doesn't have like any kind of breakage in the covering of the wires, and the positive line, specifically the positive line, isn't actually touching the frame of the vehicle anywhere, which is pretty much the ground. You don't want that, because then that's what creates the short. But from a lot of research, here's the kicker of this. And it's amazing to hear once you hear this, because a lot of times that short is actually inside. It's inside. It's inside the fuel tank, at where the motor is. That's pretty crazy, because a lot of times you figure out, once you take that fuel pump out, you see that the lines itself are burnt. The lines that's inside the fuel tank, where the gas is, that's actually connected to the fuel pump, is burnt. And you're probably wondering why. Well, if it creates that much heat to actually burn the wire, why didn't the gas catch on fire, etc., etc.? I can't tell you that. I'm gonna tell you where to look for it. All right. There are specific years where these fuel pumps, and I'm not gonna get in particular to which vehicles, which fuel pump, like who manufactured the fuel pump, but that's what you're gonna be checking for. Okay, not only are you gonna be checking for it, but once you find that it's inside the fuel pump, that's the problem. The motor inside the fuel pump, that's the problem. And it's not the motor, it's actually the wiring that connects the motor. It's connected to the motor. The wiring is it's broken in a way where it's making contact, and then you have various parts of the line where it starts shorting. All right. And particularly you have GM vehicles. There's a lot of GM vehicles that actually have this particular problem with shorting inside the fuel pump. All right. And there are other vehicles. I've heard that there are other vehicles who have had this particular problem with the fuel pump itself. I've heard Nissans have had this issue, because a lot of these vehicles, obviously these days, they're using interchangeable, they're using the same parts. Essentially, it's just fuel pumps. All right, they're not manufacturing the fuel pumps, they're actually buying the fuel pumps from another from a company that makes them, etc., etc. But that's it. That is in many cases, if you have a short with the fuel pump relay in this situation, and it keeps on shorting out even after you changed out the fuse box, and it's probably not the fuse box in this case, that's what actually causes this kind of situation. So look out for that. All right, if you guys have any of your own personal experiences, I'm pretty sure you guys do have your own personal experiences with this, because you're watching this video. Obviously you're not going to be watching this video seeing the title if you guys don't have the situation. Definitely leave a comment in the comment section. All right, it might help somebody else out, and they might help you out if you drop a comment, and then somebody knows something about it, they drop a comment, and all that stuff. But anyway, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and all that good stuff, guys. All right, subscribe, give me a thumbs up. Definitely do drop a comment, good or bad, drop a comment. Okay, guys, take care.